Jin was a 22-year-old college student who spent all his free time playing video games. He had a massive collection of games and would often stay up all night lost in the virtual world. One day while playing his favorite game, Jin suddenly felt a strange sensation wash over him. He felt dizzy and disoriented, and when he opened his eyes he found himself standing in a dark and ominous forest. At first Jin thought he was still playing the game, but soon realized that he had been transported to a real-life version of the game. He looked down and saw that he was wearing the same armor and weapons as his character in the game. As he looked around, Jin noticed that the forest was filled with all sorts of creatures, goblins, orcs, and even dragons. They all looked terrifyingly real, and Jin was filled with fear and uncertainty. Just then he heard a voice calling out to him. It was a small humanoid creature with pointed ears and a mischievous grin. The creature introduced itself as a sprite and offered to be Jin's guide. Together they set off on a journey to complete a series of challenges that would lead them to the final boss, the evil dragon that terrorized the land. Along the way, Jin had to fight off hordes of monsters, solve puzzles, and gather powerful artifacts. As they traveled, Jin started to feel a sense of pride and accomplishment that he had never experienced before. He realized that he had spent his entire life in front of a screen and had never truly tested himself in the real world. When they finally reached the dragon's lair, Jin was filled with a mix of fear and excitement. The battle was long and grueling, but in the end Jin emerged victorious. He had saved the kingdom and proven to himself that he was capable of great things. As he was transported back to the real world, Jin felt a newfound sense of purpose. He realized that he didn't have to live his life in front of a screen and that there was a whole world waiting for him to explore. From that day forward, Jin decided to take on new challenges and live life to the fullest.